Om Namastute Vyasa Visala Buddhe Hullara Tapatra Netra Yena Tvaya Bharata Taila Purna Prajvalito Jnanamaya Pradipa Om Dhanamulam Gururmurti Pujamulam Gururpadam Mantramulam Gururvakyam Mokshamulam Guru Kripa Om Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Girim Yat Kripa Tamaham Bande Paramananda Madhavam Sadguru Bhagavan ki jai Satchidananda Bhagavan ki jai Sabda Brahma ki jai Krishna Bhagavan ki jai Gita Maharani ki jai Hari Om. Yesterday we saw Srimad Bhagavad Gita 13th chapter 30th sloka Yada Bhuta Prithak Bhavam Ekastham Anupasyati Tata eva cha vistaram Brahma Sampadyate tada Brahma Sampadyate tada. When a man sees the whole diversity of beings as resting in the one and spreading forth, from that alone he then becomes Brahman. When the sprinkling water particles know that we are only water, then it becomes water only, it is no more a drop of water. When the bubble knows I am the water and it keeps connection with the water, it knows I am born of water, I will remain in water, I will die in water, I am water alone, nothing else. Similarly, these individual beings, varieties of beings, when a person knows that all these are nothing but the absolute Brahman, absolute truth, from which all these particles are being seen as different from each other, then he knows, he knows it, that there is nothing other than the absolute truth. So whatever is seen, it is only the truth. He becomes the truth then. He also loses his identity as a part and parcel of the absolute truth. And many other examples we have seen yesterday. And from the absolute truth only, we saw the prana is brought forth from self only. The desires, the memories, the sky, the fire and water, atmata avirvati rumavavatmanutva atmatut annam. Food also, air also, everything is from one truth only. So he becomes one with it. Today we shall see anaditvat nirgunatvat Paramatma ayam abhyayah sarirasthopi kaunteya na karoti na lipyate. Being without beginning and being devoid of any qualities, the Supreme Self, imperishable, though dwelling in the body, Arjuna, neither acts nor is tainted, nor it is attached to anything. The same thing in other verses, in the same Gita, Lord has explained us Padma Patram Ivambhasa. The leaf of the lotus is from water. It remains in water. It gets destroyed in water, but the whole life water is never touched to it. It is never attached by the water. It is totally different. The sky is all pervading. Everywhere there is sky. And they say the analyzers, those who do research on all these body signs, they say the most percentage of the body constitution is only sky. About 90% of the body is sky only. Everywhere the sky is present. And in the Panchadasi, when we see how analytically we see how these 5 elements are originated from which object and how, in what way they are brought forth. The sky is the first element which is all pervading. When it becomes subject to change somehow, then half of it remains as sky, and the other half is divided into 4 parts. Other 4 parts which later on they become air, fire, water and earth. And in that also there is divisions. Half of it remains as sky, pure sky, and other half, not four, five parts. And again that air part becomes half air, pure air, and then other half becomes divided into five parts. Again it is distributed to all other five elements. In this way, Panchikaran, the composition of all these five elements are seen. So, earth is nothing, so limited, and everywhere sky is there. There is sky in the earth also, in water also, everywhere sky is there. Similarly, but it is everywhere present and it is never touched to, it is never attached to, it is never mingled with anything. It is totally different from everything. Because it is so subtle. The more it is subtle, more it is expanding and more it is pervading. It can pervade everywhere. It can penetrate anywhere and everywhere. So, the consciousness is subtler than the knowledge, consciousness, awareness that Supreme Self is so subtle, so transparent, so pure. Subtleness also is another word for purity and oneness. They are all synonymous terms. So in this way, the absolute truth, the Supreme Self, is because it is imperishable, being without beginning and being devoid of qualities. When qualities will be there, then attachment will be there and mixing will be there. So, because it is without any qualities, nirgunatvat, being devoid of qualities, and abhyaya, imperishable, anaditvat, it is beginningless. Beginningless means endless. It is all pervading. There is no beginning. So, it has to be present everywhere. So, it is in every being. And inside the body also, whatever we see, names and forms, there will be the presence of the Supreme Self. Anaditvat and nirgunatvat, because it is without qualities. Paramatma ayam abhyaya, it is imperishable. So all these three qualities, which are not qualities, it is, we can just say all these are qualities, but imperishability is not a quality. All pervasiveness is not a quality. It is beyond all the qualities. So in this way, sarirastopi kaunteya na karoti na lipyate. Though it abides in the body, yet it never does anything, nor it is attached to anything. The Supreme Self is beyond nature, therefore it is without qualities. Qualities, technically, analytically, if we see what are the qualities, many times we have seen it. Again, once more, quality is nothing but the imbalanced state of the balanced state, the equanimity, equilibrium, or absolute harmony, absolute motionlessness, that is constancy, that is called the truth. And when it somehow it appears as if it is moving, then the quality starts, the manifestation starts, and then all the whatever we know as names and forms, or cause and effect, or triputty, doer, done and doing process, or the nature as seen begins with the three qualities, sattva, rajas, tamas. All these are only imaginary position, imbalanced position of the balanced state. So it is beyond everything, because it is absolute constancy, and there, that's how there is no divisibility, it is absolutely one. When it starts moving, then we see the divisibility. Water becomes many waves. How? Because there is difference. That's how we can count it. We see the multiplicity, manyness in same balanced water. It is only wrong vision, only imagination which is not there. Water is all the time water. Similarly, all these earth, water, fire, air, they are not out of the sky, they are sky only. That's how I sometimes say my language. When the sky looks like moving, vibrating, then it is called air. Sky doesn't get transferred into something else. It cannot be modified. It cannot be transformed. It cannot lose its properties of subtleness and unattachment and all pervasiveness. It cannot move, but it appears as if it is moving, vibrating. When you are sleeping, your mother comes, "Are Daya, it is time for school, get up." She tries to shake you. What happens to you? Do you get transformed? If little vibration is felt in your body due to earthquake or something, sometimes we feel, or some, see, touching the bare wire, electricity shocks. How do you feel? The whole body shakes. Then what happens? You are not shaking, you are not vibrating. That vibration doesn't do anything. It is only some imaginary different in position of the same thing. In that way, when sky becomes vibratory, then we call it air. We can touch it. So, when there is vibrations, now naturally there will be clash against each other, all the waves they dash against each other, so naturally the fire has to be, the heat is naturally there. That's how we see the light, fire in the water, in the clouds. What is lightning? It is nature. So, in that way, other example also, you see, in a big piece of crystal, keep somewhere. I have a crystal. When you see inside all the colors and the impressions or the you see the pratibimb, what do you call it? Reflections. Reflections of all the colors and vibrations and the movements around it, everything is seen in the crystal. Do you think it is vibrating? Do you think it is changing in color? Nothing is happening. Because of its transparency, the nature of transparency, purity is like that, and the truth is so pure, so subtle, because of its oneness, all pervasiveness. That's how it looks like vibrating. And that is called the nature of it. And nature starts with three qualities. So sattva, rajas, tamas, and all the qualities start multiplying. They go on mixing with each other and gets multiplied. In this way, sarirastho bikaunteya na karoti na lipyate. If you remove that stone, that crystal stone from there and keep inside, there is no color, nothing is happening. No vibrations, no movements, no reflections are seen there. Where has it gone? It was not there. So in this way, creations, innumerable creations, just as innumerable bubbles are seen in the water. Here is the wonderful saying, क्या लिखा है? लहरों से लहरें टकराते हैं क्यों, और हजारों लाखों बुदबुदें बन जाते हैं क्यों, बन करके फिर बिगड़ते रहते हैं क्यों? महासागर का तो स्वभाव ही है। इट इज बट नेचर ऑफ द ocean. It has to happen because it is so transparent and so pure. That's how it has to happen. In this way, the Supreme Truth, the Atma, Paramatma, we have just termed it as that because something we have to express. So some terms we have to use in the words which is beyond words, beyond the speech, mind, intellect. So this is how the Supreme Self is beyond nature. Nature is qualities, three qualities. The movement or the changing phenomena is known as nature. Therefore, it is without qualities. It is in nirguna, quality less. The activity in nature is really due to its own qualities which inherent in it. Qualities are the nature of nature, and quality means the imbalanced state of again the nature. Nature is itself imbalanced state. Vibrations, energy. Energy is nothing but vibrations. And that's how it is movable. It cannot be stagnant. And then that movement is known as action. And when it becomes steady, then inaction, no action. So because the truth is, the Supreme Self is only the balanced state, where we see the imbalanced state as the nature. So it is beyond qualities, beyond nature, beyond actions also. Action means nature. Action means changing positions. Every moment it changes, then only you can act. If you are stand still, you cannot act. Did you not see how Ravana was playing the role? Hey! So, action means change. Nature means change. Qualities means change. Everything is under the nature. And changeless is beyond all these. Neither there is qualities, nor there is action, reaction. There is no nature, no changes, nothing is there. Absolute balanced state. And that is called the sky of the heart. Hridaya Akash. Yes.
Whereas from a relative point of view, as per Chandogya Upanishad 8th chapter, they say this heart, there is also a small space inside the heart, the sky is there inside that heart. This sky is also the same which is free from all the...
Yes, the same sky is told everywhere. Hridaya Akash, Hridaya Gauhar, the greatest hole, or the black hole, or the cave, Hridaya Kandara, the cave. Everything is same. Name it as you like. Call it dam, Tom, Dick and Harry, but it should be understood that all these terms have indicative meaning but not direct meaning. We should be always aware our words have got no meaning at all, but it indicates the meaning of it. हृदय आकाश समझा दूं? हाँ, अभी तक क्या समझ रहे थे? इसको तो हृदय आकाश का था. आकाश मीन्स स्टेडीनेस, subtleness, beyond everything, beyond understanding also. How can I make you understand? We call it Akash because something equal to it somehow is sky. That's how it is called Hridaya Akash. But it is not the Akash. How to make you understand? How to explain? These words I am telling you, all these words are meaningless. It has got no capacity to explain you anything about the truth. All these words only get together to direct you to the target. I give the example always. When I show you a beautiful, colorful parrot on the tree, I indicate by my finger, look, 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 oh, such a beautiful bird. It never comes very often. See, today it has come. See, see. Will you look at my finger or at the tree and the bird? My finger has got no meaning. It just indicates. This is how the words, the language, they are only indicative, they are not real, meaningful. They have got no meaning. It is just sound. Words means a sound. It is formed in a, composed in a particular way. How the words, has it got any meaning? It has got meaning. No. Yes. So in this way, one makes it as a sound, and others, they give some meaning, and many follow it, then it becomes meaningful. Language has got no meaning. The same object is known as water, aqua, toye, pani, jal, niram. Which is true? So many synonymous terms we see for one object. Our Amarkos, the same sun. How many names? Bhaskar. Bha means Prakash. One who gives light, he is called Bhaskar. Divakar, because when sun is seen, it is called daytime, so it is called the maker of the day. Divakar. So according to its guna karma vibhagasaha, the names are, classifications are jati, the caste and creed, classifications are always made according to actions and qualities of the object.
Swamiji, Hridaya mein hi kyun? Is there a particular reason for that?
Hridaya has got no meaning. Which is invisible, that is called heart. And our physical heart, it has got meaning. Because it is visible, it has some form. That is, the spiritual heart is not the physical heart. That's why it is called Gavhar, the greatest ditch. Mahagarta. The name of the Lord Vishnu is Mahagarta. There is no end to it, endless ditch. And that is how we know, according to modern science, we call it a black hole, where there is no description of its depth or width or anything, because whatever goes to measure it, fathom it, it becomes one with it. This is how, when you enter into that heart, you become the heart. The similar thing he is telling, same meaning. When you know the absolute truth, you become the truth. Brahma Veda Brahmeva Bhavati. When the moth comes to measure the heat of the fire, it becomes fire only. It gets burnt. How can it measure its heat, temperature? So in this way, he explains, Lord Krishna explains the Supreme Self existed before the body came into being and will continue to be after its dissolution. It is eternally the same and imperishable. The example we can have, when you keep an empty pot, earthen pots are made by the pot makers, isn't it? Before there was pot, what was there? Clay. And when the pot is made, it has some empty space inside it, isn't it? Before that, where was that empty space? Where was that sky? That sky which is found in the empty pot, where was it before the pot was created? It was there. It is all pervading because it is endless, beginningless. It is ever present. That's how it was before also there. And you have just demarcated it, the unlimited, undemarcated sky is demarcated only by your ideas or something, by making a round inside it, just as we make a circle in the white paper. do you really limit the paper? But some imaginary line, so we say it is a circle. The white paper, empty paper is limitless, and by drawing a line in it, straight or round, you have demarcated, you have marked the paper in that way, and you have given a name to it. That's how the form and names are imaginary compositions. That's how we name also somehow or other, because it is round. So in our language, as we use, we are habituated to use, it is called goal, round. So we call it a circle, because it circulated. So it is a circle. One point started moving, circulated, that's why it is named as circle. Similarly, everything, all the names and forms, and now when we made this pot, before it the sky was there, and now it has been named as a pot sky. And when the pot is broken, what happens to that sky?
It remains the same.
Huh?
It remains the same.
It remains the same. Nothing happens to it. And did the sky tossed and became impure or affected by the kacha ghada, the unbaked pot or baked pot, or by the fire, can it be influenced? The sky is sky. It is never been influenced by anything. It is always the same. The same evening, colorful sky. We think the sky is colorful, but there is no color in the sky. Who goes and rubs the colors, makes it clean? How the sky becomes clean in the morning, in midday? Where from that blueness comes, and where has gone those golden color or red color or some other colors? When there is no more the rainbow, before rainbow where the colors, and where from it came to the rainbow, and when the rainbow is disappeared, where have they gone? Just imaginations. Yes.
Accordingly, it is said that the truth or absolute reality is all pervading.
Yes.
And if that is so, and we are making that name and form, it is imaginary boundary or demarcation on that all-pervasiveness.
Yes.
Now, as far as this awareness or consciousness is concerned, we understand this within only this body boundary.
Yes,
And consciousness is here, but not in between. But it is all pervasive.
Yes.
So is there any way to understand this all pervasiveness, this awareness is present everywhere, not within, restricted within this body boundary or sensory system?
Not fully clear. The The question is not clear
I
yet.
am saying that consciousness is all pervading.
Yes.
But we understand consciousness within our body boundary only. We do not understand or sense our consciousness beyond our body limit.
Why not?
I am
Consciousness,
conscious.
see, I am moving, I am conscious of myself. Are you not conscious of others?
Yes.
So that is there. That's how you understand them moving.
So it appears then consciousness is localized here, consciousness is localized
Everywhere,
there,
in the forms.
not in between. The space,
Yes.
that is the point.
Yes, in between, there is no consciousness. Okay. That is called sandhi, the gap. Gap between what? Two forms. How do you know there is nothing within the two forms?
Yes.
Because you cannot see by your eyes.
Yes.
When you take microscope, what happens? Why do you use microscope? To see something invisible which are there in between two visible forms. Isn't it? In the same way, everywhere the atoms are present that we have to accept because of your modern science. It gives some understanding, little understanding to go towards the aim. See, organic chemistry, how the form is formed, how the water particle is formed. Molecule of water is composed by hydrogen and oxygen. Two hydrogen atoms and one oxygen atom, when they get together, combined, composed, or organized, that's why it is called organic chemistry. So when they are organized, composed, that is Panchikaran in our philosophy, then they become a molecule. Atoms, when they get combined, then it is called molecule. Atoms are everywhere. The sky has also atoms because sky is full of sound. When the sound expands, then it becomes the sky. That is called sky. Sky is nothing but the expanded sound, which is not visible but audible, but that sound also is audible in the fourth phase. Before that it is not audible. It has got four phases. Para, Pasyanti, Upansu, Vaikhari. When it is audible, which is perceived by the ear, then we know as it is sound. See, there is a beautiful example, practical example. The lamas have got a vowel. I always give you the example. There is Ashtadhatu vowel. It is made up of 8 elements, 8 metals, vowel. And there is another rod made by same 8 elements. And when you keep it the vowel on your palm and go on slowly moving the rod around it in the sky, in the air, slowly, after 2-3 minutes, you will hear some very, very mild sound. And as you go on circulating the rod in the same way, go on making a little more speedy, and then the sound will go on becoming audible to you. And so beautiful, melodious sound of Om, you will hear it. If there was no sound, how did you create that sound? Nothing is touching anything. The rod is circulated around the vowel because the air clashes against each other in the sky, and that's how the sound is produced. And you know, the modern scientists, they have found out there is sound everywhere in this absolute sky. That space, what do you call it? They have sent some machine, NASA people. In this space it is going on. In this space eternally. It will collect its energy from the sky itself, and it will go on. And in that way, it goes on sending some photos and the sounds also. Always they get a strange sound, tick, 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 tick. That sound is there when the space machine goes. It is not satellite, it is something else. Satellite is in the solar system only. They cannot go beyond the solar system. But it goes beyond the solar system, somewhere in the space. And it is going on. And it is sending the messages. So in the messages, sometimes some colors and some sounds. That shows the sound is all pervading, and that is sky only. Sky is nothing but sound. When there is little movement, the sound comes out. The sky moves means it becomes air. The sky moves means it becomes a sound. It becomes fire. It becomes water. Everything. And its movement in different ways, in course of time and many other causes, these stars or systems, solar system or other systems like this, they are created in the sound and space only. That's how Big Bang theory is made, and that is supported by our philosophical science also. There was only Dvabeto Omkaraschatha Sabdascha Dvabeto Brahmana Pura Kantham Vitva Vinirjato Tasman Mangalika Bhubho. The sound Om and Atha. Atha means then. If the sound is created, then it cannot be stagnant. It has to move on. That is called Atha. Then. It has to move because it is vibratory system. When you create vibrations, the sound is going to be audible in course of time. it has different phases. Para pasyanti, which is not audible by your physical ears, but the yogis, they hear it. The subtlemost mind can hear it. The first, just as the very minute ripples, oh, time is gone. This subtlemost ripples in the water is not visible by the eyes. Slowly they become bigger and bigger in size, or that means the wavelengths differ, they go on magnifying. Then only the ripples are visible by the physical eyes. Our eyes, our senses are very limited. They are incapable of grasping some subtle things. That's how your microscope and sound machines, they make to increase the capacity. In this way, sound is all pervading, and sound is the root cause. Sound is nothing but energy and first vibration, that is known as sound. And this is how the 5 elements are imagined: sky, air, fire, water, and earth. This is not only philosophy, it is also the greatest science. Vigyan. Hanji. So tomorrow we shall see, enough today. We shall see how the Supreme Self is unattached, because it is subtlemost, because it is all-pervading. Just as the sky is, we can give the only example of the sky. So tomorrow we shall see further how and why he has given 2 qualities, 2 causes. Anaditvat, because it is beginningless. Just as I gave the example of sky, sky was there. So inside the pot, even if we see the sky, we call it pot sky. It was there before. Now it has entered into the pot. That's how Vedas say, Tat sritva tadanubhisat. It entered into it. In what form? In the form of energy. That is sound and all these 5. And main is the vibratory system, that is known as prana. One vibration creates the other wave of the vibration. Once you have started it, it goes on. In that way, prana is the starting point, and then mind, intellect, all these, and all these vibrations are throughout the body, all over the body, creating the form. It entered into it, it started vibrating. That is called the being, movable being or living being. It is just like creating a toy and putting a battery in it and activating the battery, vibrating it. Then keep the remote and go on. That's how the ultimate is there, but it is not. Though it is inside it, yet it is non-doer, nothing is there being done. By its only will, everything is going on. That's why Ichha Sakti, Kriya Sakti, Jnana Sakti. These are three aspects of three qualities, Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. Then the nature starts. When it vibrates, becomes imbalanced, then everything starts. This is how we have to understand. This is the basic principle of the whole creation or the world or you or I or names and forms, whatever you imagine, all are only imaginary process. That's all. Tomorrow we shall see. Thank you. Hari Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasisate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sadguru Bhagavan ki jai, Sachidananda Bhagavan ki jai, Krishna Bhagavan ki jai, Gita Mata ki jai. Hari Om.
Sivanand Swami ji.